Hello. Hello to our people online. I'm sure they're all waving at us, so just picture that in your mind. There are people online. So as Dean of the Richard W. Riley College of Education, I want to welcome you all to the 22 Faculty and Staff Award and Retiree ceremony. Several years ago, we began the awards program to recognize the work of faculty and staff members who excel in certain areas of endeavor that are beneficial to the students and our college as a whole. The Dean's Council, with input from Faculty Assembly Chair at the time, constructed the categories and descriptions. Over time, we have revised, refined, and expanded the awards that are given so that they truly reflect our college values. That was the end of that sentence. I'll get better at this, I promise. We cannot honor all those nominated formally, but the collective accomplishments of those nominated continue to be impressive. And it's kind of cool because if you're in my role, you get to read all those nominations. So you get to see all the things that we're doing that we maybe don't get to talk about completely today. So that was a great thing. Before beginning the ceremony, let me explain how we will proceed. And I'm going to ask you to do what I asked you to do and not what I did this morning when I was asked to get my picture taken. So I will read the name and the description of the award, and then a presenter will come to the podium to read the nomination and announce the recipient. If the recipient will come to the stage, you'll get a certificate. At that time, the recipients will exit the stage where Liz Moore, where are you going to be? Over here? Where Liz Moore will take a picture, and possibly you'll be plastered all over social media in the coming weeks. So finally, we will close with the recognition of those who have or will be retiring this year that have not already been recognized by the college. We will ask each of those individuals to come to the stage, make a few comments if they wish to, and exit the stage for a photo. At the end of the ceremony, I would like to ask all the award recipients and retirees to make their way to the photo area with their certificates for a group photo. All right, before we get started, I want to thank this year's award selection committee chaired by Kevin Ming, and others involved were Stacy Martin and Lauren Coffey, Jeremy Lopik, Carol Adams, and Shaniqua Corley-Moore, who is behind the screen. I'd also like to acknowledge Rhonda Collins. I think we just need to give her a little. Not only does she generally have to do a lot of work to make this come off, this year she had to do extra because she was pulling me along, you know, kicking and screaming because I did not know what I was doing. So really appreciate her and the others in the Dean's office that helped make this possible. I hope that you will personally congratulate our awardees and those who are retiring and join us in the Williams Literacy Collaborative space, which is Withers 322B. It used to be a computer lab. For those of you who might have known it that way, you go up the steps, around the ITC in that direction, I don't know, left from right, and down to the end of the hallway. So please come down there. It's a chance for you to check out that space officially. So with no further ado, we're going to start our awards. So the first award is the Adjunct Faculty Award. The Adjunct Faculty Award highlights a faculty member who has demonstrated excellent teaching skills, works well with colleagues in the College of Ed, and challenges students to do their best work. He or she is someone who provides plenty of academic learning time in the classroom, effective assignments, and works well with students outside the classroom, An adjunct faculty is a person teaching at least 3 hours per year, but less than 10 hours per term. And so I'm going to ask Jeff if he will come to the stage and introduce our awardee.
Good afternoon. It's my privilege to award the College of Education Award for Adjunct Instructor of the Year. For those who may not know me, my name is Jeff Morrow. People call me Jeff. As a program that relies heavily on adjunct instructors with specialized expertise, I'm grateful for the many adjuncts who every semester instruct in the PESH department. I coordinate the basic instruction program, also known as the PESH classes at Winthrop, and we have so many wonderful instructors with so much vibrant energy and diverse interests and perspectives that it's really made it just a lot of fun in recent years to coordinate that program. This semester, I felt compelled to recognize an instructor who, for the past 8 years, has invested a significant amount of life and energy into his many and varied teaching assignments. In spring 2014, I hired this instructor to help co-teach and lead our outdoor education classes with me. I did not know him that well, but his reputation had preceded him. Having just finished his master's degree in outdoor education at Georgia College, I actively recruited this individual who had recently moved back to the Rock Hill, Fort Mill area. It didn't take me long to realize that this instructor was good, and like really good. He made an immediate impact in the program, brought knowledge and expertise that just really blessed the program for many years now. In the past 8 years, this individual has taught 5 different classes for PESH, and I've been privileged to co-teach the outdoor education class with him. As of this semester, we have co-led a total of 28 backpacking and camping trips together. We've shared a lot of life in the woods and have seen and experienced a lot. I do want to highlight the one quality that I admire most about this instructor, and it's a quality that I'm sure is witnessed in many of our adjuncts who teach in the College of Education. He genuinely and deeply cares about each individual student. Just this semester, we had a student in the outdoor education class who was on the verge of dropping the class because they didn't think they could afford or locate some of the needed equipment items. This instructor went out of his way to reassure the student that he would help them locate what was needed, even if it meant allowing them to borrow and use some of his personal equipment, which he did. This individual has been a very big presence in our program for the last 8 years, and we are all better for it. Due to his full-time job commitment, he is not able to be here today, so I'm going to be presenting and accepting it on his behalf, but I'm seeing him after work today, so I will give it to him then. It's my privilege to present the Adjunct Instructor of the Year Award to Mr. Griffin Williams. And I fully intend to share the video link with him and also his mother. And I want to close by saying that you're one of the best educators, mentors, leaders, and people that I know. Congratulations on this well-deserved award.
So our next award is the Cross Collaboration Award. As the College of Education extends its vision to include direct emphasis on collaboration with other colleges, the community, and schools and organizations, this award distinguishes a faculty member for extensive efforts in outreach. Results of such efforts can include, but are not limited to, increased opportunities for Winthrop students to engage in authentic learning experiences, positive impact on community members, opportunities for faculty engagement in the workplace, and much more. I'm going to ask Trish if she'll come to this podium.
Although assigned to the Ed Leadership MED program from the onset of his time at Winthrop 2.5 years ago, Dr. Dotterer has worked collaboratively. He has utilized his experience as a teacher and a principal to teach EDCO 200 at EDCI 595. Dr. Daughter has worked collaboratively with faculty in those programs to revise and teach the courses multiple times. Additionally, has worked collaboratively with Dr. Cox to revise and teach the 3 project-based learning courses. Dr. Cox and Dr. Daughter worked with a local charter school to teach these courses as professional stewardship. They collaboratively worked with the administration and teachers to integrate the PBL approach into their curriculum. They are also working with the South Carolina Department of Ed to integrate STEAM components and offer an integrated PBL STEAM endorsement. Dr. Daughter's work at the state level has provided him with opportunities to collaborate with several GT grants. He was awarded 2 SCDE grants equaling over $86,000. He currently is working on one that may lead to Winthrop being a center of excellence for gifted education. The current grant also focuses on GT training for underserved populations. He has also worked as a co-investigator with a colleague from PESH to secure a Winthrop University research grant to focus on psychological well-being of South Carolina principals. Additional areas of collaboration are with the OEC, CMS recruitment within the EDL programs, mentoring and presenting with students and colleagues at various professional conferences, co-authoring manuscripts with interdisciplinary faculty, consulting with school districts across the nation to assist in the analysis of instructional leadership and provide coaching through video feedback systems. Dr. Daughter has demonstrated strong cross-collaboration skills his entire time at Winthrop University and is well deserving of this award.
I am not going to shake people's hands. Okay. I'm going to do what I learned abroad, which is hand it forward with both hands. So our next award is the Excellence in Teaching Award. This award recognizes a full-time faculty member for unusually significant and meritorious, got it, Kelly, achievement in teaching and the scholarship of teaching, which enhances the effectiveness of instruction. I'm going to ask Dr. Barger if she will come forward. It is with great pleasure that I present this year's Excellence in Teaching Award to a passionate, dedicated, thoughtful, and thorough instructor. This faculty member poses questions that require critical thinking, encourages discussion that examines various perspectives, provides timely and effective feedback, and uses real-world examples to make student learning meaningful and engaging. Using multiple sources of data from a wide range of stakeholders, this faculty member critically evaluates student learning and course content to ensure Winthrop students have the strongest possible experience in her courses. Finally, this faculty member models what she teaches. She is open and honest with students, strategic in her choices and the communication about those decisions, and is intentional about creating a safe environment where students are comfortable being open and honest. Serving as a role model provides and prepares our students to be effective teachers. Dr. Berry, we thank you for being an excellent teacher. You don't have to run. All right, so our next award is the Research and Scholarship Award. The Research and Scholarship Award distinguishes a faculty member who has engaged in original research and or writing characterized by a significant contribution to the field. State, regional, or national peers know the awardee as a leader in his or her field of inquiry. Through dissemination of original work, the public recognizes the awardee as an expert in the field of applicable research. Dr. Shopler, will you come forward? I will try.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. It is my absolute privilege and pleasure to make this presentation this afternoon. I'm particularly pleased that this award is going to a junior faculty member who has demonstrated that he is, without question, a prolific scholar in the short time that he has been here. This faculty member was hired and arrived at Winthrop under very uncommon circumstances, that being the pandemic that we've been going through in the past 2 years. And while many faculty, seasoned researchers who had been here for years were trying to survive, rightfully so, this faculty member was doing everything he could to thrive in those conditions. In the past annual reporting year alone, this faculty member has had 4 peer-reviewed journal articles accepted for publication, multiple abstracts accepted for poster presentation. He is a reviewer for 3 journals: the Journal of Biomechanical Engineering, the Journal of Sport Rehabilitation, the International Journal of Kinesiology and Sport Science. And many of his articles have excellent metrics and are in some of the most highly respected journals in his field. It gave me great pleasure to write the nomination for Dr. Dobin, and it gives me even greater pleasure to give him this award today. Jacob, come on up. Congratulations.
I think she can take me pick an honor. Christy's gonna have to come up again in a minute, and we're not sure we can get her out of that chair again.
So just gonna stand.
Yeah, she's not like larking. All right, so the next award is the Spirit and Collaboration Award. The Spirit and Collaboration Award recognizes a member of the college who consistently demonstrates enthusiasm, a positive attitude, thereby creating an environment more conducive to the success of the college.
I'm going to give this one away a little bit early for some in the room who may know this, but I first met, I don't know if I can do this without crying. I first met this recipient when he was a student in my class over a decade ago. And he proved to me very early on then just how exceptional he was and what a love of Winthrop University he had. And he has maintained that spirit, doing just a remarkable job every day, serving this institution and his colleagues, and most of all, his students. If you've ever had the opportunity to work with Jeff Morrow, you walk away from it feeling different as a person. He is selfless. There is nothing that he won't do to help another person, and I genuinely mean that. And in the past 2 years, most people know I've really lost my Winthrop spirit for a variety of reasons, and Jeff gives it back to me every single day. He has helped me personally so much persevere through the past 2 years, but he is just someone that it doesn't matter how much notice you give him. If you need something, he is there for you. I have never met a kinder individual. I know that every single person, I see them nodding in the PESH department that has worked with Jeff, that know Jeff, are affirming what I am saying right now. You're spectacular, and I can't imagine doing this job every day without you by my side, running the basic instruction program. Everything you just said about Griffin could equally be said about you. I think the people that work with you reflect those same qualities back because of the spirit you give off. I also need to just tell a funny story really quick to sort of highlight the person that Jeff is. We've all needed some pick-me-ups recently, right? And a few weeks ago, I don't know, 6, 7 weeks ago, I was busy typing, and Jeff showed up at my door with a plate of warm taquitos that he had made in the toaster oven for the entire hallway, and literally just walked up and down passing out snacks because it made everybody's day. And when we came in on Valentine's Day, the office was streamered with decorations to make us feel better. If it's somebody's birthday, he's the first to put a sign on their door. He maintains a list in his office. The list goes on and on and on of the things that Jeff Morrow does day in and day out for PESH, for the COE, and for this university. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Jeff. You really are the spirit of Winthrop. Congratulations.
My goodness, I don't allow people to cry alone, so I'm really trying to get it back together here. All right, so our next award is the Stewardship and Service Award. The Stewardship and Service Award recognizes contributions that go above and beyond the scope of faculty responsibilities. Identified as someone who cares deeply about the well-being and continued growth of the department, college, and university, the faculty member emulates devotion and forward thinking. This faculty member spends significant time on activities regardless of compensation or self-satisfaction. And I will tell you, we do not typically give 2 awards. However, the committee could not decide between 2 very well-deserving individuals. So I am going to ask Dr. Ming to come forward, and she will introduce both awardees.
Good afternoon, everyone. This person has demonstrated outstanding dedication to the College of Education, Winthrop community, and the academic community through her diligent efforts. Without hesitation, she has served with enthusiasm in multiple capacities, and her impact has enhanced Winthrop's mission as well as the broader community. She currently serves on many committees at the college and university levels, including Union Assessment, Academic Freedom, Tenure and Promotion, Diversity Council, and FCOM, among many others. She facilitated the development of the Student Advisory Board for the College of Education's Diversity Committee. She currently chairs the COE Diversity Committee and co-chaired the COE Strategic 5 Committee. She researched, drafted, revised, edited, and collected data to support the development of Winthrop's SACS COC report for Standard 6.3. This report was used as a part of the submitted documentation for Winthrop SACS reaccreditation. She played a fundamental role in leading university initiatives to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion by planning and presenting university DEI workshops to approximately 40 Winthrop faculty, collaborating with university colleagues to analyze participant data, planning and co-facilitating 2 university town halls, planning and co-facilitating 1 College of Education town hall. Nationally, she worked with a committee of colleagues to plan the 2021 Kappa Delta Pi Diversity Summit entitled Recruiting, Preparing, and Retaining Teachers of Color. She continues to serve on the editorial review board for the National Network for Educational Renewal's Education in a Democracy journal. Dr. Glover's service to the Winthrop and broader academic community makes her most deserving of this award. Dr. Glover.
The second recipient of this award serves the institution in so many meaningful ways, day in and day out, both at the program level as the director of her program, and also serves the university as current chair of academic council and past chair of more committees than I can list, more committees than I can count. Alice McLean comes here every day with the mindset of service and stewardship. She works so hard, and I think because not everybody is as close to the athletic training program, certainly as I am and her colleagues are, folks don't necessarily realize just how challenging that program is to run and administer. The work that she has had to do with accreditation, first and foremost. I know that's an ugly word in this room, right? But her accrediting agency is more picky and stringent and challenging than most. And she works almost daily on tasks related to that. We also collectively, although 80% of it was Alice, made the decision several years ago to transition the athletic training program from a bachelor's degree program to a master's degree program. And the level of work that was required to be successful in that transition and be ready to welcome students into that 3+2 program. The first one at Winthrop, I believe, was truly remarkable. And Alice did all of that work and selflessly, again, knowing that it was in the best interest of her students and future athletic trainers in the state of South Carolina, student athletes in the state of South Carolina that will benefit from the graduates that come out of this program. I am so, so proud of the work that you've done and the most recent approvals that we've gotten, and that we can now move forward full steam ahead. And then Alice is also someone who never backs away from a challenge or an opportunity to serve the Winthrop community, and her work on academic council. And another great example, not just this past Friday, but the previous faculty conference where Alice stepped in and chaired that and ran that meeting so gracefully and so well and did such an outstanding job. She is just always eager and ready to serve all of us, and her impact will be felt by faculty, graduates, and future students for years to come. Alice, it's my pleasure to work with you every day. You are very deserving of this award.
Alice, don't forget to come on and get your bag. So now let's all watch her walk across. All right, so the next award is the Student Engagement and Development Award. The Student Engagement and Development Award signifies a considerable and sustained effort to actively engage students in the learning process. This faculty member builds positive relationships with students, extending educational opportunities beyond the classroom. As a skilled educator, the faculty member utilizes diverse and innovative teaching strategies and provides opportunities for students to develop a responsible, as responsible, engaged citizens. Dr. Show.
I'm gonna need another water. Thank you. I was so pleased to see this nomination. It is so well deserved. This is another faculty member that started at Winthrop under uncertain circumstances with the pandemic, and he has really gone just above and beyond for his students. When I think about Dr. Adam Keith, I think about advocacy. And I mean that in a couple of different ways. Dr. Keith is exceptional every day in teaching his students to be advocates for themselves and for their profession. But Dr. Keith is also an exceptional student advocate. He advocates for his students and his program every single day. He has brought students to advocate at the national level for the past 3 years. He's the chair of SCAPERD, which is the State Physical Education Organization, the Future Professionals Committee. He recruits students to participate in that organization and also to take leadership roles. He advises 2 student organizations on campus, Phi Epsilon Kappa and our Physical Education, the PEM Club, Physical Education Majors Club. This year, he brought 15 students to the SCAPERD conference in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, was the faculty advisor for multiple presentations there. He helped organize a student-focused state conference for SCAPERD in November. And recently, he has taken an active role in advocating for his students to be participants with the Miracle Park, just up the street on Cherry Road, advocating for those individuals and special populations that are making use of that park, and how his students as physical education majors can collaborate with those students and have really meaningful experiences. Adam is also here at 7 in the morning running around campus, and oftentimes there are students with him, and he's playing basketball after class with students in the West Center. I don't know if I know anyone that really enjoys their time with students as much as Adam, except for maybe Dave Potter, who is directly in front of me, and I think that's true as well. But Adam is right up there, and I can't think of anyone more deserving. As proof, Adam is not here today. He is in New Orleans at the SHAPE conference, which is the National Conference for Physical Education. He's there presenting his own research, but he is also there with Molly Garrison. Molly Garrison is a senior physical education major, and she was awarded the SHAPE National Physical Education Major of the Year award. So Molly is also in New Orleans accepting that national award, and Adam is there with her, which again is just more evidence of his student advocacy. So I will accept this award on his behalf. As an aside, I'm a huge fan of award shows, and I have always wanted to say that. So that okay, congratulations, Adam.
All right, so our next award is the Support Staff Excellence in Service Award. This award recognizes a support staff member for exceptional service to the unit, college, and university. This person facilitates the efficient and effective operation of their unit. So I get to give this one. And as soon as I start talking, you're gonna know who I mean, so I'm just gonna use his name, right? But I think it's important, although there were several award winners that received multiple nominations, this individual also received multiple nominations, and one of those came from outside our college. And so I think we should note that in the conversation. So there's like 3 pages of information on this person. I will not read all that to you. However, I do want to read a couple of things. So one of the nominators said, regardless of how large or small the task, he consistently goes above and beyond any duties assigned to or tasks requested of him. The data requested from him and his analytical work is outstanding and is often done without much advance notice, especially when his boss is involved. But we won't go there. I will say that in February, the university lost their director of institutional research, and I received a really scary phone call asking me if Alan would be permitted to help in that office. And I said, only if you promise me you will not try to recruit him away from the College of Education. So there were two really large projects that, I mean, there were lots of projects that he completed, two really large projects. And I have heard Alan talk about these for many years, and I would not be able to do them myself, but I know that they're tremendous. And those included the faculty workload report and the grade distribution report. And you're thinking, huh, thanks. But those kinds of reports are extremely important for our external audiences and to meet both state and national accreditation standards. So, you know, one of the nominators said Alan has positively collaborated with the IR staff, which are outside of his home college. The relationship is extremely collegial in nature, with Alan bringing a very positive attitude to this work arrangement. And I will tell you the amount I personally have benefited from him and the way he trains people, because I am a much better user of Excel at this point in my life. And I can't even scratch the surface of what Alan Davis can do. But I do very gladly say that the whole time that Alan was doing another full-time job, which we all have done this, but the whole time he was doing that full-time job, he was not dropping anything in the College of Education. So Alan, thank you for your efforts, and I'm very pleased to give this award to you. So I am going to ask Kevin if she will come forward next.
So this is one of our newer awards that I'm excited to present today. It's the Chair's Recognition of Excellence Award. Now, each semester, the College of Education Department chairs, we collectively consider and select nominees for university awards, such as the Kiner Teaching Award, the Jane LaRoche Award for Excellence in Graduate Instruction, Outstanding Junior Professor, and Distinguished Professor. The Chair's Recognition of Excellence Award is used to recognize the accomplishments made by faculty in cases where they are not selected as the recipient of the university award. Nomination by the college leadership is noteworthy, and this distinction emphasizes merit of selection. This year we have 3 awardees. Our first awardee is Dr. Shauna Health, nominee for the Kiner Award for Excellence in Teaching, Dr. Janet Wojcik, nominee for Distinguished Professor Award, and Dr. Sherry Hoyle, nominee for Outstanding Junior Professor. Congratulations.
So now it's the fun time where we get to make faces at the retirees and wonder what they're going to say when they come to the stage. And so I am going to ask Dr. Barger if she will come forward and tell us a little bit about our first retiree. Carolyn Grant, Director of Field and Clinical Experiences in the Rex Institute for Educational Renewal and Partnership. For the past 2 years, I have loved working alongside Carolyn in the Rex Institute. Prior to moving into that office suite, I adored, respected, and appreciated Carolyn. Our interactions were always thoughtful, student-centered, and honest, thanks to her leadership. She skillfully navigates difficult conversations after doing due diligence, ensuring she understood all sides of the story before facilitating a discussion or making a decision.
I still firmly believe all those things, and now even more. And I couldn't help myself. I wrote an acrostic. Sorry. See, Carrie. She's a delightful friend, always willing and ready to roll up her sleeves to help you out, listen to boring stories, and tell you to go home when it's time to pack it in. A, accessorized to the nines. This woman has more coordinating shoes, necklaces, and purses than anyone I know. She looks fabulous all of the time, even when it's burning up hot in our office suites, like it was this winter, 92 degrees. Are really funny. Many, many times this woman has had me laughing hysterically, whether she was telling a story about her teaching days in Chester or her current escapades. She can spin a tale. My favorite is when she starts laughing before she even finishes the story. You know it's gonna be good. Oh, organized. Goodness, have you ever seen her office? Everything is always in its place, and she has this really fabulous ability to clearly communicate important information in a logical manner so that you know what you have to do when. She can pull out documentation from years ago in the snap of her finger, but what's even more amazing is she can remember most of that information before she even accesses the file. L, loyal. Her loyalty to Winthrop is deep and steadfast. Whenever we brainstorm solutions or changes that need to be made, her #1 concern is, are we preparing our teachers to go out and bear the Winthrop name? Why? Young at heart. It's hard to believe she's been in the field of education for over 40 years. You never know it based on her hip language, her knowledge of current trends and songs, her youthful stamina, and her high heels. In natural born mentor. Carolyn embodies all of the attributes we hope for a mentor. She is patient, but firm. She's supportive, yet knows when to take a step back so that others can grow. She's an easy conversationalist, an intentional coach, and a role model. In her position, she serves as an official mentor to interns, mentor teachers, and supervisors. But she's also mentored many of us in this room. So today, Carolyn, we honor you and your contributions to our interns, mentors, supervisors, faculty, and the people in our office. We are forever changed because we have worked with you. We love you and wish you all the best in retirement, and happy birthday.
Not real high today. My peeps back there. I guess this makes it official, right? I said I wasn't crying, and I wasn't going to. But this is hard. It's going to be really hard leaving my peeps in the Rex Institute. Dia, where's Dia? Dia, Jamie, where's Jamie? Yeah, they're my family, you know? And so whenever you have a family that you work with and you love it, then it's really hard to say goodbye. I feel like I'm just moving out of the nest and going to fly by myself. And that's going to be really hard because I've got to figure out if I saved enough money to fly. What kind of planner have I been? So I'll find that out very soon. And if I didn't plan real well, I may be back. So, but it is difficult. I have thoroughly enjoyed working with everybody. You're my family, and I've made some very, very close friends. I'm looking forward to running errands whenever everybody else is working. So if you have an errand you won't run, give me a call and I'll do it for you. I will be more than happy to do that. I'm going to spend time with my mother. She just turned 93 years old. And so I'm going to be burning up the road between here and the Spartanburg area to spend as much quality time as I can with my mom. And then I'm just going to take trips and sleep and read and just be happy. So I'm just excited to retire. I'm scared to retire at the same time. But most of all, I just say I'm going to miss my peeps. And they're just my family. So, Winthrop, thank you.
These are not. Yes, they are. They're really not. I would fall on my face. So they are tall to those of us who wear tennis shoes. Okay. So the next individual that we're going to recognize is Dr. White, and I'm going to ask Dr. Hoyle if she'll please come forward. Carolyn, are you going to wear heels every day when you retire?
Depending on where I go. Right in.
So Tammy, don't be nervous. I do want to say that today, as in my previous pre-K role, pre-K 12 role, that I've always found a celebration really important, and also just to celebrate a milestone of retirement is really one of those events that is really an honor to be a part of. So I'd like to say, today I'd like to provide you a little glimpse into one of our colleagues, Dr. White, and you know, it's with great ambivalence because she has been a great team member in our department, and we finally get into our rhythm, and you're leaving us. So. But I do know that it is a great opportunity and time, and well-deserved, let me just say, because you may know it, that Tammy comes from a pre-K 12 background, so I understand all the years you had to get up with those alarms, all the calls you received on weekends, although some of those may not be different now than from some of our university students, which we do get some of those calls and contacts sometimes over the weekend. But I really am excited about the opportunity to reflect on a career that has shown an investment of energy, of time, of passion into lives of students, of families, of university students, and also faculty enrolling her staff when she was in that pre-K 12 setting. But I would like to say that her career reflects so many achievements. So as you were talking about going through the pages in the list, I'm only going to highlight a few, but let me just say what a career well lived. Let me just say that. But I would want to say that Tammy has connections to Winthrop. Some of you may know that, some of you may not. She received her master's in the very program that she's teaching. So the passion that she brings to our program and understanding the students and understanding where they're coming from and where they need to go and to grow them, she's done a phenomenal job with that. She's also served, when she was principal, as an adjunct for the program. So she has had a lot of opportunities to impact lives. And as principal, she began her career actually in middle school. And I always say, Stacy, middle level people, as well as those who teach kindergarten, my hat, they should get a reward, because those grade levels, you don't know who's coming through the door on any given day. So to be able to teach and to be able to be an administrator at the middle school level is really a challenge, and I think a great reward. But one of the things too with Tammy, she moved from teacher to AP position in Rock Hill, and then on to the principal of Sunset Park. And in that role, she was at Sunset from 2006 until 2019. And the growth, if you could do a formative assessment, you look where, when she came in as leader to where, when she left in 2019, the phenomenal achievement that those students and that school experienced is a testament. We know that it was a team effort, Tammy, but we know that that leader is so important and the role that you played in that and the influence that you had. Tammy was also a finalist for South Carolina Elementary Principal of the Year. Some of you may or may not know that. She was also the Administrator of the Year for Palmetto, our Reading Association. And back to her roots of teaching, she was Teacher of the Year in Rock Hill. But, you know, I think the greatest highlights of any achievement that anyone can make as you're looking back at retirement is found in probably the impact. And think about the impact that you've had on the lives of others. And one question I always say, are people better from having known me or known us? So one of the things, I'll put this on a plaque for you because this should be listed under your achievements on your Vita, because I asked individuals who have worked with Tammy, and these would be the things that would go on that plaque. And this is what was said about you from a number of individuals. She was fair and consistent. She treated others with respect. She made us feel valued. You see the relationship piece, that's just a thread throughout. She cared about us, not just as employees, but as people who had families and lives outside of the school. And these last two really resonate because when we ask in our master's program, so these are teachers who are wanting to be administrators, and we say, what made you want to be in this program? And a lot of times they say it's that there's one individual who encouraged me. So Tammy has been that for many individuals. And these last two people made the comment, she saw abilities in me that I did not know that I had. And the last person said, she encouraged me to look beyond my present to see what I could be. So Tammy, the seeds that you planted go well beyond Sunset Park and will continue to grow well beyond your university experience, because you know we're not going to let her go for long, but well beyond that, because you planted seeds that these future administrators are going to be planting into the lives of their teachers, their students, and their families. And you probably think, well, that's a good place to stop, right? So what would a celebration be in retirement if you didn't bring a few presents? So I brought a few things that will also share with you a little bit of insight into Tammy and who Tammy is. So Dr. Arter, when she first came here, and we started talking about CMS 10, cohort 11, cohort 12, and she's trying to do all those registration things that she had to do. OEC 3, OEC 1, OEC 2, OEC 5, you know, how do we keep all that straight? So, you know, she asked us to do like a board, and let's track the cohorts so that you can see what courses that we'll be taking. So does Tammy use a black marker to do that? No. If you know Tammy, she is, you think Carolyn's organized. She color coded the cohorts. So Tammy, and you notice I have a rubber band, she's very frugal also. So we saved the container. So Tammy, but the reason this is in her bag for retirement is because she can color code. This girl can cruise, let me tell you. So she can color code the months and where she's going on her cruises. So that's really, in your study, that's really what you can use this for, okay? Then we can, well, I better put them back in the bag. And Tammy is a super duper calendar keeper, let me just say. And I would have her flash her calendar at you, but there's Post-its in there, right? So Post-its are in your bag. And I made you a calendar. She has those at a glance, you know, fancy calendars. Everything is mapped out. She starts, I mean, people, she's starting to map meetings. Now, Dennis and I, we have meetings down. We might have to go say, Tammy, we've got a meeting today. What exactly is that? Tammy's got on a calendar. Well, I made you one. You don't need your at a glance anymore. And it says vacation schedule. Now, she is leaving us on the 15th of August, and it says no plans for the rest of the month. So, but to be honest with you, I bet there's a cruise or something in there, or a lake trip. And lastly, we have, you know, retirees, you have to make a toast. This is probably not what she wants in her bag with a toast, but I bet on that cruise, when she goes on that, celebrating that retirement, you might need to mix up. But the bosses are here, so I didn't bring anything else. So, seriously though, Tammy, I'd like to leave these last reflections and just thinking about the impact and the difference that you've made in so many lives throughout your career, and how it just spans, and like I said before, how it will continue, that it's not something that's going to be finite, but those individuals are going to be taking a little bit of Tammy with them in whatever school they're in or whatever community they happen to be. And I would say, I don't call it retiring, I call it rewiring. So as you rewire and have all those adventures and all those vacations, just know that we wish you the very best. Thank you.
We're only giving our 2-week vacation in August, though. We're gonna make her come back.
I really didn't expect that. Thank you, Sherry. I am retiring in August, so I was not expecting any recognition today. So thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. It means the world to be recognized by your colleagues, your friends. And I have to tell you this. For me, I have done everything in education. If there was, I could tell you stories. I have run down rodents. I have white noses. I have taken care of adults. I have done every job there was to be done in education. In 28 years, that's just what happens. And it's hard to believe that I'm at this point in my career, but I am excited about that next step. But I wanted to say a very special thank you to all of you here, and especially to Jenny, who I was really happy to see in the audience today. My ultimate career goals, when I earned my PhD, the next step that I wanted to take, I wanted to finish my career teaching, and I wanted to work at the college level. And thanks to Jenny and the rest of you here, I've been able to realize those 2 achievements. And I do appreciate that so much. You have no idea what that means to me, to get to that point in my career and be able to experience that after 28 years. And to finish it out here during a pandemic was not exactly how I thought it would go, but it has been a wonderful experience. And I just thank you so much for the opportunities that have come my way. I also, just want to say how much I appreciate our department. And Carolyn, you will see me here later. It's not because I didn't plan well, but it's because I can't let this go. And thankfully, I'm going to continue to do some adjunct work for the university, but it's not because I didn't plan well. So please don't think that when you see me boomerang back around. I also, Carolyn made several comments that resonated. She talked about it's scary. It's not scary. It's fantastic. And I'm so excited for this opportunity, but I'm also excited to continue to be affiliated with the university and to continue to work here. And I'm very proud and hopeful that you will allow me to continue on and to work with you, because that will be the best reward of all. So thank you all. Thank you so much for this recognition, and thank you for giving me this opportunity so many years ago.
University has all these rules that you have to retire by a certain point to be recognized, and we decided to thumb our nose at those and make sure that we could recognize him today. So I want to we all had an opportunity to celebrate Dean Emeritus Ray Straw in December, but she's here. I will tell you that I've had the opportunity to talk to her several times, and I think I can safely say she's loving it. So I hope that she's going to come up and have some refreshments in the Williams Literacy Collaborative. So if you want to speak to her, you will have to probably endure a grandchild story. So just be prepared for that. Okay. So before we move on, I want to collectively thank all of our retirees. I personally wish you a wonderful retirement. And yes, I'm incredibly jealous, as several others are. And I am also planning for retirement. It's just, okay. So a couple of reminders. If you were recognized today, please join Liz over here to get both group pictures. And if you'd like an individual picture, we can do that as well. There are light refreshments. And please go eat them, because if you don't eat them, then they come back to the dean's office. And there's some tempting things. So that will be up in the Williams Literacy Collaborative. So if you go up the steps and in that direction, it's in the old computer lab. So let's do one more round of applause for all of our recognitions. And those of you who are online, thank you for joining us, and we'll eat a cake ball for you. Bye, guys.